fucked up something with his like, you know, his like ex-wife or something. And he was like taking it personally against him, right? He's like, you shall not pass. He's like, last time I saw you pass, you told me your favorite color was green, and then you changed your mind or something like that, you know, like. Or were they the same person? What? You know, the first two-legged people, or two-legged animals, were the, what do you call those things? Before the Aryans from Mars, Mos Eisley, whatever. There's the, what do you call it? Touch me, you know something. What do you call them? Baphomets. Like Orpheus or Pan of old, you know? Speaking words, like, they had horns and stuff, you know, like, any animal could speak words. You know, all animals actually used to exist totally in, not like a fucking, like, by, like, a chart or, like, analysis list or anything like that, like, value scale or anything. But there was, you know, a, sort of, like, social, like, evolution, almost, of development, you know? Always going up. It's like, what do you call it? Eternal progression. It's like life on Earth lives as everything. We don't know how like long we spend, you know, at each stage, but like, you know, we could just be going through the cycle over and over again. Every life is its own time traveling experience, you know, because we all have been around on our planet for a different length of time, and we all have our different experiences, all of our different beliefs, or different, you know, views of the world, and like, you know, our different favorite music, and like, you know, different reasons why we don't skateboard, or, you know, like, different, you know, like, first video they ever had as a child. Like me, I was like a kid. I was like, I think I was like 2 years old. I had like a mullet. I was at a family reunion playing in the mud. Like fell in the mud, and like throwing mud around. It was awesome. I loved it. But yeah, and it's pretty cool. I know. It's like, but you're too. Like, I'm not anything, you know, like, like, it's funny because, oh yeah, you're totally in control of, who you are, by the way. Everything you are because you say you are. You're afraid you are, or you have faith you are. Basically, you are who you are because you believe you are. Or somebody made you believe that you are. That's the funny thing. When we're growing up, we don't see each other very much. I mean, ourselves. In the mirror or whatever. So somebody could be like looking at your ears funny. Be like, yo, your ears are tripping me out, you know? And you'd be like, what? You can't look at it right away. And then like, you know, next time you're in the bathroom, you're like, oh my god, they are different. And you're like looking at other people's ears and stuff, and then you're like hypersensitive about it, and if you believe that what they said, like that you have like abnormally, like, you know, like Dumbo ears or something, or like, or you can fly, like you can fly somehow, but like you aren't an elephant, but it's like, if you believe them though, you know, the size of your ear could adjust based upon your belief about your ears, and then something you could be insecure about your whole life something that no one else, not even, you know, your like whatever you want to call your everybody's different, right? So I don't want to offend anybody who is not you know, of you know, sometimes I hate it when people are haters, you know, but at the same time, if you want to hate somebody, hate them. Do it, really, get into it, but really, at the same time, the whole time you're hating them, aren't you in a way focusing on them? Aren't they still like predominating your existence while you're thinking about them? You could be like, oh, I want this person to fail so badly. They cannot do that. Like, man. And you just like think about them all day. And so, like, what does that do for you at the end of the day? Does that get you anywhere? Or do they ultimately actually benefit off that? Are they not actually getting like that little ego trip? They're like, yes. Oh, I know it. Oh yeah. They're totally thinking about it, and they, you know, they get. Everybody wants their sense of importance. You know, your feeling of importance. It's like, what makes you important? Because you are you, and because you have eyes, or you know, because you have, you know, an incredible sense of smell. Whatever you value in life, you know, it's like you are what you think you are. You know, your sense of smell probably has something to do with what you say about it. You know, me, I don't really smell things very often, except for when I do. But it's probably because I don't say I smell things very often, and I smoke, which is, you know, totally my choice. And I've heard about the health risks or whatever, and you know, on the subject of it, I might as well get down to talking directly to tobacco companies. How can you let this happen to you guys? Like, you're gonna let the government dominate you and, like, you know, control your entire, like, industry? Like, you're just allowing them to basically, like, control, like, your image, your brand, like, who you are to the world or whatever. Like, there's a reason why I liked your smoke before. I don't like it anymore. You know why? Because when I saw your branding on it, when I smoked it, it made me feel, you know, like, no jokes. It was primarily, it's like that nicotine. I actually felt the nicotine is different. Like, when I was Pall Mall, I wanted them all. Like, that's what I first smoked, and then I changed to next, and then I was like, what's next? And then after that, no, I started with I was 17 and I had bullseyes. You know, yeah, legit bullseyes. And what was the other one? It was like the cigars. I never started smoking cigarettes until after I graduated high school. But I moved out of my parents when I was 17, so I was like, you know, I was allowed to smoke in the garage or whatever. And I was like, yo, like, this is so unhealthy. Cool. No, that's not what I was thinking about. It's like, oh, this made me feel good. Like, I got this, you know, buzz from it, rush from it. You know, like, if I go back then, you think I would be like, oh, I've never had a cigarette in my whole life, just because of the way that it affects, you know, the breath of the leaf. But like, no, I was like, bullseyes. And no, it's like, yeah, it's like that. As you believe it is for you. If somebody tells you something though, and you believe it is just the same way, you know? It's your fear of faith. What are you gonna let control your life, you know? Who are you gonna be? What somebody tells you are? Or what you're afraid you are? Oh, Stone Cold Killer, you know? It's like that motherfucker, he fucked my mother. I'm gonna have to say, yo, like, I'm gonna have to go over there and be like, oh man, like you're my father, or you, how old are you? Like seriously, am I like supposed to be like Jackie Chan right now? That's my accent? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, Jackie Chan kills me, Hitman, just for saying that in the video. Never does, because he knows it's just not right, you know? He's probably angry about it though. No, just joking. I know that Jackie Chan is a trained fighter, but I don't think I'd challenge him, not personally, to fight. And what I said about Donald Trump, I said I would fight Donald Trump. That doesn't mean I want to. If nobody else would, if he wanted people to fight for him instead of him fighting, like let's say he was like, all right people, gather together. You guys, guns over there. You guys, ships over there. You guys, planes. We're going to go to the moon. And on the dark side of the moon, there's, a whole bunch of these lizards that like to, eat, geckos. And I'm trying to make sure that it's not realistic. There's a whole bunch of golf balls and golf carts that aren't being used. We need to go and capture those. It's like, does that mean that he should just sit back and be like, alright, okay, cool. When they get those golf carts here, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker to race them. I'll be there. At the race line, at the start line. I know it. I'll be there. I'm gonna drive around. I'll get the first monster golf cart. And the Prohibition, yeah. Oh, and the Prohibition, I'm Donald Trump. It's like, I bet you, like, why wouldn't he just go there himself? Like, put the fucking flag there himself, It's like, who's the guy who said that they could go to the moon? Is that, oh yeah, JFK. JFK went to the moon in 1969, not 1967, 2 years later, or wait. 1967, 1969, 2 years later. Wait, in 1969, they went to the moon. For sure. That's what they said. And I'm not sure whether or not that actually happened, or if it was a video recorded it out in space. But I know for a fact that there is a hotel out in space that people are planning to build, and what if they don't want to let Donald Trump go there? They're like, no, sorry bro. You made people fight for you, getting those golf carts. Like, he better not, right? He better not make anybody fight for him. No country should ever make anybody fight for them. You should never fight for someone other than yourself. At least not unless it's exhibition. There's a difference between violence and fighting. Violence is where, one team doesn't expect it or doesn't have the ability to defend it, and they're just like, sitting there with the holy hand grenade, like looking at a kitchen table, and they blow it up. Just a round table there, like, what are the people there? They just got like kitchen forks and knives and stuff. Like, that's violence. But if they walked in the room, sorry, I'm not for sure if that happened that way. But like, if they walked in the room and they were like, hey, let's joust on top of this table, and if its legs are strong enough, using the same fighting skills, doesn't matter the skills, same tools, right? Using the same tools. First person to fall off the table, or if the table breaks, then they'll put a round table, right? Like between there've been like King Arthur or whatever, king of all the Britons from Camelot, right? And would he do it, or would he get Lancelot to do it, right? They get like the biggest of all the Saxons, or Saxons, or Saxons? What is it? Oh, Saxons. They get the biggest of all the Saxons, and like, what are they supposed to do? Like, that'd probably make it more likely that their table would break, right? So they would choose, right? But to like line them all up outside the gate, they're like, all right, we're here at Camelot.